is Zoida Ceja. I work for Early Childhood Network with children that are 0 to 5, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. I want to help you and give you some tips of how to help your children now that you're at home with them to develop different skills. So right now we're going to talk about the gross motor skills, which is the arms, the legs, the neck, the big muscles. And why is it important for them to develop and strengthen those muscles? So you could play different games with them to strengthen their arms and their legs so they can be strong. And one of the games that I would recommend is playing with the ball. You can go to the yard of your house and just play with the ball. They can catch the ball, they can kick the ball, and make it really fun and challenging for them. Challenge your kids. Children like to be challenged. You can tell them, hey, show me how hard can you kick the ball for 10 times, and have them use their right leg and their left leg, and you can play catch with them as well. Make it fun, because children are learning when they're playing, and when you make it really fun, they actually enjoy it. So that's something that you can do with them. Another way that you can support their gross motor skills is by jumping from side to side. Depending on the age of the children, you can make it harder for them. Or stepping on, or being on their tippy toes as well. And say, hey, can you hold it for 10 seconds? Can you hold it for 15? That's helping them strengthen those big muscles, their leg muscles, to be strong. So that's something that you can do at home. Something else that you can do to build and to help with gross motor skills is dancing. Dance at home, put a song that you guys like and dance together. Have them jump, have them move around. That's a great way to strengthen their motor skills. Now we're going to talk about strengthening their fine motor skills, which is their fingers. And it's important for them to know how to grasp, how to pinch, how to hold a pencil and a marker when they get older. And we need to teach him and we need to support him of how to strengthen those fine motor skills. And it's a simple activity that you could do at home is helping them how to write their name. And by doing that, you're going to grab a yellow marker, or maybe your kids already know how to write their name, but I'm going to start with this one if they don't. So just trace their name on a piece of paper or just a paper plate that you're not going to use, and use a yellow marker. That way they can get another marker of a different color and trace their name. So you're going to write their name. See, my name's Zoida, you can barely see it, but if they're learning how to write their name, they can just trace it with a different marker, okay? And that's going to help them strengthen their fine motor skills. You're going to teach him, if they hold the marker like this, you're going to teach him to use their fingers. And by tracing their name, they're not only going to learn how to write their name and the letters of their name, but also how to grab the marker, which is a great activity for them to learn how to write when they're older. If they're old enough, which they know how to write their name already, you can start by cutting as well. Help them cut. Teach him how to cut. When they're younger, I would start with open and shut, and just give them a piece of paper just to cut, or just a paper plate as well that that they can just use at home. If your children are older, you can do different things in different shapes on the piece of paper or your paper plate and have them cut through there. So I'm going to make some lines. I'm going to make it a little harder and a little difficult, and have your children go over the line. They might get a little frustrated, but just guide them, and that's going to help them strengthen their fine motor skills. Another activity that you could do at home is just play with Legos. You might have bigger Legos or just smaller Legos, but this is going to help them with grabbing and stacking, so they're using their fine motor skills, and that's going to help them develop that as well. Another skill that it's really important for them to be practicing right now, it's their language skills. And by that, you can just grab different books and have them read, even if you read 15 minutes a day, and ask questions about the story that you're reading, and use different types of words for different things. they're going to grasp and they're going to learn new words. And also you could use puzzles. So if your kids are younger, depending on what age they are, you're going to use different puzzles as well for them. So I have an animal puzzle, and then I have numbers, and you can make it more harder for them as well. This one that I have over here is for younger children that are learning how to grab. You can see that. And for this one, I could say, hey, could you find the red circle? And they can just grab it. And they're not only learning how to use their fine motor skills, but they're learning the colors and the shapes. If you have different puzzles at home, please use them. And it's going to help them if you name everything that you're doing. Like for this one, I have the letter one. And I can say, hey, can you find the letter A? And this one's are together, but you can find puzzles that the letters are separate. Can you find the letter A and the letter B? They are red and blue. This is when they're learning their letters. You can use different puzzles that you have at home for them to support that. Another thing that you could do at home to support their language skills is just making Play-Doh at home. And ask them, can you build me a house with 4 windows? Can you build me a mansion? What's a mansion? What's a palace? And just you can just use your imagination, make it as fun as you want. Can you make an ocean with huge waves? And let them play with that Play-Doh. They are using their fingers, so they're using their fine motor skills as well. They're using their imagination, but they're also going to learn new words, and you can make it really, really fun. Another skill that it's great for us to support now that they're home is their cognitive skill. For this one, you can just play different games. A few games that I would recommend is the guessing game. Like, can you guess what has 4 legs and barks? If they're younger children, oh, it's a dog. If they're older children, you can ask the yes and the no question. Hey, is the sky yellow? Does a car have 3 wheels? That's a yes and no question, and you can make the questions harder depending on the age of your children. And another game that you can play is, this is also for older children. You can try it for younger children as well. And depending on their age, you can make this easy or hard. So follow my directions. Jump in 1 foot and then turn around 6 times. And then run for 30 seconds. You can just make it fun. And see if they can follow the directions as you're saying the directions. That's a cognitive skill that they're going to develop. Of course, if your children are younger, you're going to say just simple directions. Can you go to the kitchen and find a blue spoon, if you have a blue spoon? Anything, can you go to the kitchen and find a red bowl? So they can go to the kitchen and see if they could follow your directions. And like I said, depending on the age of the children, you can just make it harder. But the follow my directions game, it's actually really, really fun. And you can make it as hard and as fun as you want. Please, please make it fun so the children can enjoy it at home and they can actually help you. Hey, can you help me pick up the trash? And see if they can follow those kind of directions. That's a great way for them to practice and develop their cognitive skill. It's really important for them to use their little brains and use them in different ways so they can be challenged and they can learn. Also, the last thing that I want to talk to you about, it's about social and emotional skills. It's really important for children to learn how to cope with their emotions, to have empathy, to be kind, and to share their emotions, especially right now. How are they feeling? Are they feeling sad because they can't go to school and see their friends? Are they sad because they can't go to the park? Things like that. It's important for children to learn how to share their emotions. And something that I encourage parents to do is to have them share their emotions. And in the morning when they wake up, you can ask them, hey, can you tell me how can you be kind today? What's being kind? Can you share with me how can you show kindness today? How can we show kindness as a family today? And let them think, let them process. And of course, you can step in and you can help your children, but let them process for a few seconds or a few minutes, depending on the age of your children. And then something fun that you can do every morning is, hey, use 3 words to best describe you. You can start with 1. Can you use 1 word that can describe you today? And you can teach him, and you can actually say, okay, you can go first and say, well, something that can describe me today, you know, I'm fun and I'm energetic and I love to talk and I'm social. So you can start first and then your children, and as they get used to that, you can let your children start first and see what they say. Make all this super fun. And another activity that I would encourage you to do is to grab paper plates or paper if you have at home. If your children are young, start really simple. I'm looking for my blue marker, and make different faces on your plates. I'm just gonna make them really quick. You can be really creative and make your paper plates really pretty at home. But for now, if your children are young, you can ask, what emotion is this? What do you think the plate is feeling right now? Is the plate happy or sad? Can you make that emotion? What is this emotion? What does that mean? And the children can actually talk to you about the different emotions that they can observe. And then you can ask them, how are you feeling today? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? And then why? And you can just draw different emotions. You can actually make this pretty fun where you can color the plate, make it pretty. They can leave it in their room, and every day they can share their emotions. Hey, go pick up a plate. How do you feel today? That way your children can cope with everything that's happening, and then they can trust you to share their emotions and know that it's okay to have happy days, and it's okay to have sad days, and it's okay if you feel frustrated and if you need some time for yourself. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope I was able to help. Please make all the activities as fun as you can. They're just ideas. You can modify everything, but it's just different activities, different ideas of how you can help your children now that they're at home to develop different skills. If you have any questions for me or any ideas, please leave a comment after this video. Thank you. Have a great day.